Start to listen. You're watching Kimmy Speaks.
There was an ancient civilization long time ago who were utterly lost. They had so many gods, but a priestess had came and told them that where they were living, their land, their civilization was doomed to be destroyed. So they called him one man because he was the man who knew things. He was the wise guy in the area. They called on him and they asked him if he knew of someone who could help them lift this curse, because where they were living, their land, their civilization, everything was under a curse to be destroyed. So this man went and found the greatest guy like ever, besides Jesus. And this guy knew the one true God. He went and traveled to get him, and he brought him back. When he brought him back, at first the people, the president, council leaders, I know I just said president, right? But you know what I mean. They were kind of skeptical. They were skeptical about who he was saying this God was, because when he stepped into their land, they had gods everywhere. Statues and just things. Just everywhere. Thousands and thousands of gods on their land, yet none of them could rescue them from that curse of destruction that they were under. So this man steps into their land and he says, I know the one true God. These little gods you have here, nothing compared to the one true God. He tells them to get some sheep. He says, bring them hungry. Why you say bring them hungry? Because sheep, when they are hungry, they will eat until they are full, till they are done. He did it for a sign. Those that will stop eating and yet not be full are the ones that should be sacrificed. And those that lay down, even though they're not full, and obviously stop eating because they're laying down, those are the ones who are not to be sacrificed. And that is a sign that you know that my God is greater than yours. They scoffed. They did, like, what are you saying? We know our animals better than you do. Guess what? Just as he said it would happen, it happened. They sacrificed those lambs there, and they built an altar to the unknown God. Generations and generations passed. Two old men walking past a strip of land covered in grass and just stuff from time passed by. They looked over and they said, remember this place? I said, yeah. This is where we sacrificed to the unknown God. This is where our great-grandparents sacrificed to the unknown God. And yet we are still worshiping these many idols. So they went, and before they even got to tell the proper members, council, seated people, the story they remembered that their grandparents and great-grandparents told them. They didn't make it. They died. Sometimes we need to go back to the ancient Does that mean I have to build an altar or erect a statue? Not at all. It means that sometimes we need to go back to the place where we met God. Because I know for me, sometimes I get so wrapped up in the things that are going on and the people I've seen or the troubles I've gone through or the breakthroughs I've had that I forget. And I can be just as caught up as those ancient people who, after encountering the Lord, just through a few generations, have forgotten him. No, for me, I don't want to have to go through that. No one does. And I feel like sometimes we feel that way. Sometimes we can feel that way. We can feel like, man, I've strayed a little bit. I want to get back to where I need to be with the Lord. It's in different ways. Prayer, fasting, communication with the Lord, which is prayer. In other ways, engaging in community, seeing God's redemptive work in the everyday ordinary, not just in the high moments on Sundays or baptisms, but in the ordinary everyday.